Welcome to the sixth video in this Python with AI series. In this video, we'll learn how to automate the less interesting parts of coding through prompts that we give to the AI so that we can build products in a shorter space of time. So in order to build tools that automate tasks for us, we don't need separate software to do it. Instead, we can just use Windsurf Chat to brainstorm ideas for a product, and then we can give it a prompt so that it can construct the product that'll give us the output that we want by making use of a Python script that it'll generate. So let's look at an example of this right now. Here you can see I've given it a prompt here, and then you can see it outputted some code here, which we can copy by making use of this button at the top right here, and then it'll give us an explanation. But the most important part is that we can copy the code and then put it inside of the proper file by pasting it, and this will only take a few seconds, so it's a really quick process to build code or refine existing code. So now to more easily visualize this process, here you can see I have a new file called scraper.py. And so what I want to do is scrape the top 5 quotes from a website, quotes.toscrape.com. This is what the website looks like, just in case you're curious. So we have quotes here, and we're given the name of the person who actually said the quote. So we can use a web scraper to actually fetch these quotes from this website here. So now we're also going to ask it to use the beautiful soup and request libraries. Those will let us actually get the quotes from the website. So the requests library will actually help us request data from this website, and then Beautiful Soup will parse the website as HTML so that we can dive deeper into the markup of the page and actually find the quotes that we're looking for and the authors of those quotes. And so then the script should automatically format the scraped data and write it directly into a new file in this directory here called quotes.txt. And so now we can send this prompt. And now you can see it generated some code. So now we can copy the code and quickly paste it into scraper.py. And so now you can see more clearly that doing it this way with a prompt and just fetching the code from the AI is way quicker than manually writing all this code ourselves. So we've automated a more boring and uninteresting task of actually developing this scraper right here. So here, as you can see, we've generated the code, but if we hover over these yellow lines right here, you can see that these BS4 libraries and requests libraries could not be resolved. So the reason for this is because these libraries are not actually installed yet. And the AI's job, this chat here, serves as just a way to generate code, not actually run commands in the terminal. And so as you can see, it also suggested us a command to install these two libraries here, but it didn't actually run the command, so we have to do it ourselves. That's the responsibility of us as the developer. So now we can open a new terminal and then right click to paste this text after copying it. And if we hit enter, so after some time, you can see pip actually installs Beautiful Soup and the request libraries. And so pip is a package manager for Python. And what it does is it can fetch packages or external libraries that are written by others so that we can use them inside of our own code. And so pip comes pre-installed with Python. So when we installed Python all the way back in episode 1, the Python Basic series, we installed pip along with it. So now that all the libraries are installed, we can simply run the code as normal. And now you can see it created a file called quotes.txt. And you can see here that the top 5 quotes on this website here are fetched and then stored inside this quotes.txt file. So now we can see that the scraper that Windsurf Chat built actually works properly. So you can see how even though the AI might actually generate the code for us and the command that we have to run, we still have to put the code inside the file and execute the command by ourselves because Windsurf Chat can't do it by itself. So even though the AI does the bulk of the work here, there's still some responsibility for the developer, and there's still a role for the human behind the coding process to actually play. So now let's get into the challenge for this episode. So now we know how to generate large amounts of code with AI. That's what we did in the previous exercise to get started with the coding process. But now let's try updating and refining our code to get more experience with actually developing a product. So firstly, open the scraper.py file. That's the first step for this challenge. And then secondly, ask the AI to use Python's built-in JSON library to save the quotes in a structured JSON format instead of plain text, in quotes.json instead of quotes.txt. And then afterwards, make sure the code runs properly by checking yourself. So the AI's code should create a new quotes.json file, which looks something like this, with an array of items created using the square brackets, and then curly braces to denote objects with a quote and an author property for the details of every quote. This concludes episode 6 of the Python with AI series. Thank you very much for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video, and make sure to look out for the final episode that'll be coming soon.